Odell, go back to New York. Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, go back to Pittsburgh. Wherever you were first drafted, you are back on that team. No exceptions. Let's begin. By the way, if you like these NFL videos, make sure you subscribe. Somehow we're almost at 100K. You might as well turn on the notification bell so every time I upload a new video, you're not gonna miss it. Let's begin with the best teams from the AFC. Number 7, Miami Dolphins. Bro, in every hypothetical scenario I make, the Dolphins are a good team. The only scenario they're bad is in real life. At quarterback, we have Ryan Tannehill, Lamar Miller at running back, Jarvis Landry and Devontae Parker as the receivers. I mean, this is the definition of an average team. They're not good, they're not bad. Even though Ryan Tannehill made the Pro Bowl by some miracle, he is not a Pro Bowl quarterback. Number 6, Buffalo Bills. Get your tables ready, Buffalo. You finally have a good team. They have the same quarterback, Josh Allen, but this is where it gets interesting. Marshawn Lynch at running back, Sammy Watkins and Robert Woods as their receivers. If this was the Marshawn Lynch from like 10 years ago, this is a Super Bowl contender right here. But let's be honest, he's really old right now, so push him to the bench and we'll plug in Devin Singletary, their rookie running back. Their biggest improvement is on defense. Stephon Gilmore and Kiko Alonso are both back. So a good team, but not a contender. Number 5, LA Chargers. Okay, this team is really weird. You're gonna think they should be number 1 when you see it, but just hear me out. At quarterback, they have Drew Brees and Eli Manning. At wide receiver, they have Keenan Allen, tight end Hunter Henry. They have a superstar defense. So why are they only number 5? Well, their running back is Darren Sproles, and he's pretty much a midget. And their second wide receiver is Mike Williams. I'm glad the Chargers could make the playoffs in this video, because in real life, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. Number 4, Oakland Raiders. And now they're the Las Vegas Raiders. At quarterback, we have Derek Carr, Latavius Murray, the return of Amari Cooper, tight end Clive Walford. This team is pretty good, but it's so boring. How can we spice it up a bit? Oh, I have an idea. Khalil Mack is back. That's how you spice it up. Could this team get any better? Yeah, put Latavius Murray to the bench and bring in Josh Jacobs, their rookie running back who doesn't look like a rookie. He looks like a truck. Now this team is filthy. They have every position covered, no weaknesses. Bro, when Khalil Mack had his MVP season on the Bears, if he had an offense like this, he might have won a Super Bowl. But instead, he had Mitch Trubisky, so he didn't even make the playoffs. Number 3, Baltimore Ravens. The legend Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Let's skip the running back for now. Hollywood Brown, Darren Waller as the second receiver. Wait, isn't Darren Waller a tight end? Yeah, but when the Ravens drafted him, they wanted him to be a wide receiver. And Mark Andrews as the tight end. And their weakness is their running back, Javorius Allen. You probably haven't heard of him because he's like the third string. Like, he's not even the backup. He's the backup's backup of a running back. So ironically, this makes their offense worse. But where they get better is on defense. Zadarius Smith, CJ Mosley, and Terrell Suggs are all back in Baltimore. We have our first contender of the video. Number 2, the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know how everyone says, wow, the Steelers' defense is so good? What if they still had Le'Veon? What if they still had AB? Well, now it's all come true. Quarterback Big Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell at running back, Antonio Brown, and Emmanuel Sanders. You forgot they drafted him, didn't you? And we didn't even include Juju Smith yet. The Steelers have the best wide receiving core in the league, and they actually have a great defense. Not only is this better than their real-life team, this is the best Steelers roster in decades. The real problem is the locker room. Because when you put Antonio Brown, Juju Smith, and Le'Veon Bell in a locker room, it might not work out. It's like putting Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph in a locker room and not expecting anything to go wrong. Something's gonna go wrong. Number 1. Actually, wait a minute. Before I show you the best team in the AFC, let me show you the worst team. The worst team would be the Cincinnati Bengals. Surprise, surprise. I mean, Greg, it can't be that bad. Andy Dalton is still their miserable quarterback. Rex Burkhead at running back. Mohamed Sanu and Marvin Jones at wide receiver. So it's like the 2019 Bengals, but somehow it's even worse. And number 1, oh no, the whole point of this video was to stop the Chiefs. Their team is so unfair in real life. Maybe their team's not that good, let's see. Okay, quarterback is Patrick Mahomes, of course. Oh, they get Kareem Hunt back, their all-pro running back. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Well, you know the saying, defense wins championships. They probably don't have a good defense. Oh my goodness! Dee Ford, Eric Berry, Marcus Peters, Chris Jones. How do they have a superstar offense and a superstar defense? The Chiefs would win the AFC title, but this is only the AFC. And if you thought this was good, the NFC is even better. Number 7, New York Giants. Giants fans, if you're depressed about how bad your team is right now, close your eyes for this part. At quarterback, they have Phillip Rivers. He got drafted by the Giants but never played a game. Saquon Barkley, the return of Odell Beckham Jr., of course, and their tight end is Evan Ingram. You probably think Phillip Rivers is a terrible quarterback, but now that he has a decent offensive line and he has Odell and Saquon, he's gonna win some games. And remember that number 1 defense the Giants had in 2017? Yeah, they're all back on the team. Number 6, Minnesota Vikings. The return of Adrian Peterson. They have Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, running back Adrian Peterson or Dalvin Cook. They can go back and forth. Wide receivers Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. I love this team. Now that Teddy Bridgewater is healthy, this is a legit contender. The defense is the same, but that's not a bad thing at all, considering they have a top 5 defense. Number 5, Philadelphia Eagles. At quarterback, Carson Wentz. Their running back is Raheem Mostert, who had 4 rushing touchdowns against the Chiefs in the conference championship. Deshaun Jackson is back, and Zach Ertz. But Carson Wentz is so injury prone. What's the point of having a good team if their quarterback's gonna get injured every season? Don't worry, we got the perfect insurance, and his name is Nick Foles, who's ready to lead them to a Super Bowl again. The defense is the same, but once again, that's a good thing because they have a great defense in real life. Numero cuatro, the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are so unfair in real life, at least in one hypothetical scenario, they're not number 1. Let's start from the bottom. On defense, they have Nick Bosa and Reuben Foster. Incredible. Tight end, George Kittle. Wide receivers, Michael Crabtree and Dante Pettis. Yo, why is this team not number 1? I'll tell you why. Because their running back is Frank Gore, and this dude is like 40 years old. I know I say that sarcastically sometimes, but he's literally almost 40 years old. And they have Alex Smith at quarterback. This offense is some hot trash. But when you have a defense like the 49ers, you're still gonna be top 5. Number 3, New Orleans Saints. Let's skip the quarterback. At running back, they have Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, which is so important because Kamara played so much better when Ingram was on the team. Wide receivers, Michael Thomas and Brandon Cooks. Tight end, Jimmy Graham. This is an incredible team. The question is, who's the mystery quarterback? For the first time in like 20 years, it's not going to be Drew Brees. I bet you didn't know this. The quarterback drafted by the Saints was Jacoby Brissett. And this is the perfect team for him. A great run game, great offensive line. This is the most balanced team of the video. On defense, they have Malcolm Jenkins and Cameron Jordan. This is only number 3 on the NFC, but I think this is better than any team on the AFC. If you think I'm wrong, go back to the AFC and show me one team. Show me one team that would beat the Saints. Number 2, the Green Bay Packers. First off, they have Aaron Squared, Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Jones. Wide receiver, Devontae Adams. So far, it's the same team. Here's where it gets different. Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb are back. When they went to the Super Bowl in 2011, this is the offense they had, except they had a trash running back. Now they have Aaron Jones. On defense, they have Clay Matthews, Ha Clinton, and Micah Hyde. This defense is so bad, but let's be real. This offense right here would score like 40 points a game. That's why they're still number 2. Number 1. Wait a minute. Okay, I promise this is funny. I promise this is funny. Before I do number 1, it's the worst team in the NFC, and it is the Chicago Bears. Sorry, Bears fans, but you can't get away from Mitch Trubisky. Jordan Howard, ew. Their wide receivers are Alshon Jeffrey and Kevin White. When's the last time these guys have played a game? Tight end is Greg Olsen, but he's like 45 years old. At least they have Khalil Mack on defense. Oh wait, no, he's on the Raiders. Your defense is some hot trash. Learn how to draft, Chicago. For the sake of your fans, learn how to draft. Number 1, the Seattle Seahawks with the best lineup in the history of drafted teams. Their third-round quarterback, Russell Wilson, Chris Carson at running back. Wide receivers are Golden Tate, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. But most importantly, the Legion of Boom is back. On defense, Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Michael Bennett, Bruce Irvin, the best defense of the 2010 decade. The Super Bowl would be the Seahawks versus the Chiefs. Who do you think would win? Let me know in the comments. Why were 9 players drafted before Patrick Mahomes? And where are they now? That was my last video. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. Go watch that right now. That video was insane.